2024. We're so excited. The best cosmetics brand in the country.
And just, it's important for you to put yourself out there.
As an entrepreneur, you have to be delusional and believe that you are going to make, because if you don't have that faith in yourself, then you're not going to take the chances that you need to take. So we went to Pick and Pay. We went with our products. We asked for a meeting. Again, putting yourself out there. Yeah, your product is nice, but it doesn't really stand out on the shelves. You need to fix this and this and this. And we were destroyed. We're like, no, we thought this was amazing and all those good things. And it took us 2 years. So people just see the new branding and new packaging without actually realizing that this is something that was 2 years in the pipeline. You know,
if possibly, Luna had one message for a certain consumers, what would be that message?
Finally.
Hello everyone, my name is Sipiwo Lushaba. Welcome to another episode of The Marketplace. Namuhla-ke size saphuma. We are at Vida Cafe, and thank you so much to Vida Cafe for allowing us to space sabo lesession nakanjena. And today we have a very lovely lady, and her name is Kim Nxumalo. I think it was which is an amazing thing in Eswatini. And she owns, or she's a co-director for a local brand, championing wellness, confidence, and the power of buying local. And we'll be unpacking that today, and the journey behind the brand, as well as the impact, self-care, and as well as community. Mhlawumbe lesingaqala ngako is for you to introduce yourself, as well as probably how did you get into Luna hair and body.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me. It's lovely to be here today.
Yeah.
I am Kim Nxumalo-Henwood, the second surname. I am one of the co-founders of Luna Hair and Body.
Okay.
I started the business with a very good friend of mine, Syria Masilela.
Okay.
And we got into beauty and hair care, what is it now, about 8 years ago.
Okay.
And how we got into it was just our own curiosity.
Okay.
Syria was struggling with hair growth beyond her shoulders. And for me, I have a very sensitive scalp.
Okay.
And I was relaxing a lot, and that was a very traumatic experience for me personally. Because my scalp is so sensitive, whenever I go to the salons, it's either hair pulling, burning of my scalp.
Okay.
And just because we were friends from high school, myself and Syria, we got into chatting and just having girl chats, talking about beauty, hair care, skincare. And that's when we discovered that there aren't actually products locally that were catering to the needs and concerns that we have specifically. And I think that's the main thing why we actually went into making products, to cater to things that are made for us, by us. And I mean, when we started in the beauty industry, this was long before the natural hair movement had begun. So this was a few years before all of that. And initially we were importing products from overseas, bringing them here, and just for our own personal use. And then friends and family were asking for the same products. And then it actually grew into a side hustle at the time. We didn't dream initially that we would be where we are at today, making cosmetics products locally. But it's been a fun, crazy, long journey that we have enjoyed thoroughly.
Yeah, that means you're destined for success, because most of the successful businesses, they started from the garage. So what does self-care mean beyond just products for you?
Okay. And it's just so fun that you mentioned that most businesses start in the garage, because we actually started making products in my kitchen years ago. And luckily we have grown over the years, and we just recently moved into our new warehouse factory space, and hoping that that will also allow us to grow at a good pace and have enough space to actually have the dream that we have envisioned. And with our dream, more than anything, is Our products are catered to African hair, textured hair, as well as melanin-rich skin. So our self-care is really, I mean, the cosmetics industry is predominantly dominated by Caucasian males. And growing up, there was the narrative of you have to look a certain way to be considered beautiful, which was your straight, long, silky, smooth hair. And our products try and really encourage you to love yourself in any way or form. We don't push the narrative of you have to have natural hair. You mustn't relax, or you have to relax your hair. You mustn't be natural. I am natural. I don't relax my hair. And this has been in the 8-year journey of transitioning into that. Serious hair still relaxed. And at the end of the day, we just want to make sure that women and men, because our products are unisex.
Because at times we feel like we're being left out.
No, you guys aren't being left out. Our products are for men and women. And our target is Southern African skin and hair. So our self-care is just learning to understand your own hair type, your skin type, and we really try and focus on using natural products, but with scientifically backed ingredients. So for example, with melanin-rich skin, if you squeeze a pimple, you are more prone to get hyperpigmentation or dark marks. So we have serums that target that. Another issue that Southern African people have is moisture, whether it's moisture in your skin or in your hair. So we target issues that our community faces, and these are also things that we face ourselves. So initially, it was just to cater to our own needs and concerns, and then over time actually realizing it's not just me who's struggling with a sensitive scalp, it's not just Syria who's struggling with growing hair beyond a certain point. So I mean, at the end of the day, our self-care, so by profession I am a psychologist. So our self-care is just to make you feel confident in who you are. And we don't just focus on how you should look, but we want it to be a ritual of when you use the products in the morning, that is a little self-love that you're giving yourself, or at night before you go to bed, just taking care of yourself and having products that cater to that specifically for us.
So what are the early challenges that you faced whilst building the business in a local environment like Eswatini?
The early challenges, which one could I choose? And I like that you use the word challenges, because challenges can be overcome. And it's been really amazing to see challenges, face them, and then overcome them. I think one of the ones was the initial not finding products for us. And that was why we initially were importing. And I think another thing is also finding a lot of resources locally. In the beginning, simple things as bottles, packaging, sticker companies. I feel like it's being on this journey has enabled us to actually know local markets a lot better. So initially, we always try and ensure that we source our ingredients and packaging locally. But that was a bit of a challenge in the beginning, because there were certain things that we needed and we couldn't find locally. So we had to source from neighboring countries. But we overcame that. And I think another one in terms of personal aspects is balancing work, life, and I think also not understanding how much work goes into starting a business and actually growing it. You just think, oh, I'll have a business, it's going to be fun, I'm going to make money, I'm going to do all these great things, and not realizing that there's so much work that goes into it, and just juggling different roles. So initially it was just myself and Syria for a very long time, just the two of us. And we both still are employed full-time, 8 to 5 o'clock. So a big challenge was sacrificing personal time for the business, but also understanding that the vision that we have is to make Luna Hair and Body a globally recognized African Eswatini female-owned brand, and understanding that there will be sacrifices, whether it's time or rest or good times where sometimes people are out and about having a good time. We are in the factory making products and trying to push the dream and the narrative. But it's been good challenges, and the challenges that we have seen and faced have led us to a lot of growth.
Okay, maybe to someone who's like you or Syria, who has an 8 to 5 and a business on the side,
Yes.
and maybe an entrepreneur who doesn't have the 8 to 5 but focuses on his or her business. What advice would you give that person, drawing from the challenges that you and Syria faced while running your growing?
Which person am I giving advice to? The full-time entrepreneur or
an entrepreneur?
Just an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
What advice would I give? One, I would say congratulations for betting on yourself, because that is a challenge on its own, and to believe in your dream and put in the effort that's needed to see it come to fruition. But also, I mean, everyone is different. For some people, diving into the entrepreneurial space full time works well. And for others, it works better to be doing it on weekends and after hours, which is what we've been doing. And mainly because we are self-funded. So a lot of our money goes back into the business, and just to ensure that we can grow comfortably as well. But I think one of the main things that I would say is start with what you have and start where you are. In the beginning, like I was saying, we started in the kitchen. Syria and I were delivering our products personally during our lunch breaks, after work, weekends. And luckily, as the brand grew, we have been able to also grow our employees. So we have 2 other wonderful ladies that work with us, Tandi and Noftula, and they've been a great addition to the team, because honestly, you can't do it on your own. And I think that's another important thing to understand, is that as an entrepreneur, you can't do everything by yourself. It's important to know when to ask for help. It's important to manage your time well. And also small growths, step by step. So for us, it's been lovely to see where we've come from and where we are now. So as much as we've been in the beauty industry for about 8+ years now, the brand itself is about 3 years old, the Luna Hair and Body brand. And also just constantly improving. I should have brought products, apologies. But I mean, there's a big difference from how our brand looked in the very beginning to how our brand looks now. And I think the change has come due to us also understanding our audience and engaging with our audience. Make sure that you engage your audience, communicate as much as you can, promote your business. That one is very important. No one's going to do it for you. And you should be your loudest cheerleader. Like for me, when people ask about hair care and skincare, I'm like, I use Luna this, I use Luna that, it's just a Luna standard. I am a die-hard Luna fanatic. I speak about my brand as much as I can. And just, it's important for you to put yourself out there. It's been something that Syria and I are slowly getting comfortable with. We've grown heaps and bounds, but it is very uncomfortable to put yourself in front of people, sell your product or your service, and tell people why it's so great and try and convince them. But yeah, there's a lot of learning that comes with the entrepreneurial space. Just encouraging people, 1, bet on yourself. 2, start where you are with what you have. 3, give it your best shots. And 4, constantly keep on improving.
Keep on evolving.
Yes.
And I wouldn't be doing justice if I didn't congratulate you guys for such an amazing, your marketing team.
Thank
for such
you.
an amazing thing you're doing. And probably on that point, what differentiates your brand from other imported hair products, probably at Pick n Pay or wherever you have stocked your products?
Thank you so much. The marketing has been a big job, and shout out to Syria. She is the head of marketing and doing a phenomenal job with Tandi. One, Luna is a local brand.
Okay.
It is a female-owned business.
Okay.
And we are a brand that caters to African needs and concerns. And I think that's one that is really, really important. Like I said in the beginning, for a long time, the cosmetics industry has been male-dominated Caucasian industry. And sometimes if you
don't understand the needs and concerns that we have, you won't be able to target those needs and concerns. So I think one of the biggest things is that our products are made for us, by us, and that's what makes it stand out a lot. And we personally know the issues that we face, so we try and find solutions to those problems. I think that's the biggest.
So why do you think it's important for consumers to understand when they put on their bodies and probably their hair?
I think it's really important, and one for us to educate ourselves, really. And I think this is a big one, and more so for ladies. I'm not leaving you guys out. Please don't get me wrong, fuel. But I think growing up, there was a certain image that was pushed in terms of what beauty is, what we should use, and we would just use it without actually even reading the ingredients. And this journey has also opened my eyes to one, the importance of knowing what's in the products, to how to actually use the products. And that's one thing that we really are big on at Women Hair and Body is educate our customers so that they know how to use the products. Because a lot of times people will buy certain items and you use them and they'll be like, it's not working, yet they're not using it the right way. Earlier on this afternoon, we were having a chat just about hair care and beard care and skin care and the importance of ensuring that you use moisture-based lotions, use a water-based moisturizer for your hair. And people sometimes just buy things without actually knowing what they are looking for. And back to our conversation earlier on, where we were discussing different hair types and skin types. It's really important for you as an individual to know your skin, to know your hair, so that you actually know what you need to get. So it's knowing what you have in skin type, hair type, and then also knowing that then helps you figure out what products you need to use and target the specific issues or concerns that you have.
I think you correct me on this one. Is Luna a awardee of you received an award for his portrait?
Yeah, I want to find out.
In 2024, we were so excited. The best cosmetics brand in the country.
So why should, okay, I want to find out why should Eswatini intentionally buy local products, even beauty products, brands like yours?
Okay. I think it's just really important to support local. I mean, more than anything, if you are supporting a local brand, you are boosting your home economy. And that's a really big thing. And I think also understanding that in the climate that we are at, one, it's very difficult for the job, the employment rates, and the more that you support local brands, the more that people will be opening up opportunities for more local people to be in. And that's something that we really, really are big on at Women Hair and Body is one, women empowerment as women ourselves, and a team of 4 women working together. We really try and ensure that we hire locally and grow together as well within the brand. And even when we do collaborations with other brands, we collaborate with local brands. And local brands, we are very intentional about who we collaborate with. One of our favorite collaborations is with Vida Bomage. And do you know a bit about what they do?
Yeah. I think they support women.
Yes.
With sewing as well as.
Yes. So we jumped onto that. We had a relationship with them, and it's really important to ensure that you have a good team around you, you know, not just within your department or within your workspace, but just in the entrepreneurial space and always getting knowledge from than constantly soaking up and learning new things and improving. So with the Vugani Bomagi initiative, they definitely do teach women and people with disabilities how to sew, how to start a business, how to run the business, and how you can self-sustain. So we have hair bonnets. So with Luna Hair Body, we've tried to create an ecosystem for hair care and skincare. So it's not just the products themselves, but even accessories, things that you need to use, things that can improve your hair care and skincare. And we have partnered with them and made hair bonnets from the recycled materials from their factory. And we use that, and it's just nice to be part of a collaboration with an organization that gives back to community and empowers the community. So I think with supporting local, one also finds something that that you can relate to, you know. And one thing that I have really loved in the last several years is seeing how the government has been pushing the support of local products. How big players, for example, Click and Pay, has also taken a leap with Luna Hair and Body. Our products are in Click and Pay, so it's lovely to see that locally there is a lot of support for local brands, and also just to see the amazing things that we actually do have in this country, you know. And it's nice to be backed up by your people and also to be encouraged. And I think that's why it's also important for us that we constantly are improving, so that people also are proud to see the local brands that are on the shelves and that you'll have to push for them.
So probably what would be your take, or what would be your say in as far as the mindset shift to the consumers, for them to believe that local is good, as much as we consume material brands that come outside of society, even our local brands. What would be your your word of advice to consumers? Because you also mentioned that government is pushing like we buy local, institutions are pushing that we buy local, as well as collaborations between businesses in Eswatini are encouraging that consumers buy local. So what would be your advice to the consumers that local is good enough?
I thought you were going to say local is lacking. I think that is a tricky one, Skiwo. And I think if you aren't in the entrepreneurial space, sometimes you actually don't know the products that are out there as a local buyer. And I think that is a tricky one. But a lot of times, how would I put it? Because there is that conception that if it's local, it's not the best, you know, it's okay. But I think more than anything, it's also not so much for the consumer. One, definitely the consumer needs to trust the products, the brand, the service. But I think then that goes into the entrepreneur themselves. As in, we should ensure that the product or service that we provide to the consumers is of an international standard, you know. And I think then it becomes a lot easier then to convince the consumer to buy local. But I think also just trying out different things, and because we are in so many spaces and events where we do get to see these things, I mean, we always try and just ourselves as well, promote other brands. But I think more than anything, it's the entrepreneur ensuring that they are producing something that is of high quality.
And I also think that as a psychologist, you would find joy in seeing a patient improving, as probably coming in a very worst state and then improving, getting better and getting better. With Luna, have you seen probably monitored your customers' confidence rising or improving after using your product?
Okay. Actually, that's the first time I've ever been asked that, and I'm so excited about that question. Because yes, we have. So on our social media page, on our TikTok page, we have a lot of testimonials. Over 1,600 customers have shared their feedback And it's been a lovely thing to see. We have had a lot of customers randomly come up to us and tell us their improvements. They reach out to us, send messages, but we also do try and follow up as well. And I think we have had a lot of people say, I've tried so many other products, but this one has worked wonders for me. Some people have had adult acne that has now gone away since using our products. We've seen the hair growth where people will send us their hair from the beginning of their journey to a year later, and there's a great improvement and a big difference. So it's been, I think that's one of the most rewarding things, is when someone tells you that what I've been using made by Luna Hair and Body has helped me and helped me to a point where they are even surprised. But we are also thrilled that the work that we are actually doing behind the scenes is actually paying off in people's daily lives.
Or what do people? What behind the scenes activities that people don't see behind a local brand or beauty brand?
Oh, there's a lot.
Just a summary.
I think what a lot of people don't see behind the scenes is the work that it takes. And I'll put it like this. You guys see the end products on social media. You see the marketing, you see the beautiful pictures, you see the models, we see the testimonials of the improvements. What people don't see behind the scenes is the amount of work that goes into it, the amount of planning. Even when we launch a new product, it takes a minimum of 6 months before we even launch the product. Having things, your schedules up to date. It's not just pictures, we're selling the products. It's accounts, it's marketing, it's your day-to-day runnings, your filing, you're communicating with your suppliers, ordering. It's just so many things that are involved to actually get the final products on the shelves. And even when we have events and we speak at events just to explain our journey, where we start and where we are, a lot of people are surprised that we started in the kitchen, now we are on cafe shelves, But it took a lot of work to get there. Even with Pick and Pay, we initially approached them, I think about 4 years ago, with our old branding. And Siri and I were so excited. We were like, betting on ourselves. And as an entrepreneur, you have to be delusional and believe that you are going to make, because if you don't have that faith in yourself, then you're not going to take the chances that you need to take. So we went to Pick and Pay, we went with our products, we asked for a meeting. Again, putting yourself out there, you have to constantly put yourself out there. And they gave us go ahead, we went there. They were like, your product is nice, but it doesn't really stand out on the shelves. You need to fix this and this and this. And we were destroyed. We're like, no, we thought this was amazing, and all those big things. And the next day, she and I called each other and we were like, you know what? Let's take the advice that they gave us. And it took us 2 years to rebrand. And it was a process because, one, financially, we couldn't get it done as quickly as we would have liked because we are self-funded, but then also just the time and the effort that it took to have so many products. It took us 2 years. So people just see the new branding and new packaging without actually realizing that this is something that was 2 years in the pipeline, So I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize is the amount of time and effort that it takes before we even get the brand on the product on the shelves. Never mind your day-to-day activities. So I think one thing that I would say is that a lot of it's very rewarding, very fulfilling, but a lot of work behind it. Yeah. If you want to go into the entrepreneurial space, you have to ensure that you know that you're going to be working. You can't be lazy and expect people to buy and not post and expect people to know about your brand.
Yeah.
You need to put it.
Yeah. Probably as an employee as well, isn't it? what habits do you think people should adopt that will assist them to manage stress and burnouts? And because at work, the listing after work, you're doing like
Yes, yes.
you're
You
doing
go to your
some,
next job.
yeah. How can entrepreneurs manage their burnouts and manage their stress? And and as well creates healthy habits that will
Yeah.
assist them.
Okay. One, sleep is very big. Sleep is very, very important. I still struggle with that from time to time, but I am actually more intentional. And I think that's the big thing, being intentional. Having a good schedule where you have time set aside and dedicated to working on your business, and then you also have time dedicated to having time to yourself and actually rebooting for the week ahead. I think for me personally, you also have to understand that there are seasons as well. So if, for example, we're talking local, bushfire is one of the events that we always apply for each and every year, and we try and be part of it. When you are prepping for a big event like that, you will recognize that the sleep patterns will change. However, after that, you go back into your normal routine. So there will be curves of up and downs. But one, prioritizing your sleep, prioritizing your health, having a good diet, eating well, and also prioritizing self-care and stuff for yourself, whatever that may look like. For me, literally every morning and every evening, I am intentional about my wind down time and also just making it a something enjoyable. So I genuinely enjoy before going to bed using my Una products, my skincare, and just feeling very relaxed in that time. Self care for someone else may be a bubble bath. Self care for someone else may be you reading a book. It may be exercising. It may be watching TV or binging on a series. But it's just important that you are intentional and ensure that you take care of yourself, and also having a really good support system is one that's really, really good. For me, something that fills me up daily is reading the Bible every morning before I start the day, um, getting wisdom from the Word, and starting the day with that has been a big game changer for me. And also just having people around you that support you and understand and can see the vision and support you in your drive. Try and also assisting picking up what they can. But self-care is very, very different. So many. It's just finding something that works for you and being intentional about that before you even get to the burnout stage.
So, according to you, where is Luna headed in the next 2 to 5 years?
So late last year, Luna had a very big jump, and we are in South Africa. So that has been something that we have been working on for more than a year. And finally, everything came together. And the dream in the next 2 to 5 years is hopefully that will be global. That is the big dream, to see our brand in the big cosmetics stores, not just in Africa, but also overseas. That is the dream.
So, are you using intermediate to create your products or sell your products?
Well, different forms of technology, and I just want to clarify, when you say technology, what are you referring to?
Artificial intelligence.
Yes. I was going to say AI, yes. And I think one of the things that we've seen is how much easier things can be with AI, just in small and big things, really, in our research, in the day-to-day runnings, the operations, trying to make things smoother and as easy as possible. And we are also looking at improving our equipment as well this year, so that as we grow, we are able to fulfill the demand. Hopefully, the demand will keep on growing and get bigger, and we want to ensure that as that happens, we are able to keep.
There are always nerves when starting something new. Eh?
Yes.
What would be your advice to someone who wants to start a business?
Do it afraid.
Okay.
Do it scared. Take the leap. And this is from someone who was also afraid. Do it scared. Start where you are, and just keep on improving from there.
Why do you think young entrepreneurs should understand and know patience and consistency in business?
Because those are two very, very important things. I think one, consistency speaks volumes to the quality of the product and service that you offer. Be consistent. Don't start something and stop halfway. There are so many times that we've tried different formulas and we've had to keep on trying, keep on improving to get to where we want it to be. And patience is key.
Yeah.
And I think also with the business, they're on different seasons. And also understanding that maybe the first 3 months of the year, for example, are quiet. And then things boost during Easter. And then it drops again. You need to, one, understand your clientele, understand the economic status, because that also does affect a lot of things. And being patient with yourself and understanding that on the journey, I won't say mistakes, but there will be a lot of learning curves. And not to look at failure as the end, but to look at it as a learning lesson and look at how you can go and where you can go.
If possibly, Luna had one message for a certain consumers, what would be that message?
Bye, Luna. Support local.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely genuinely support local brands. And the more that we work together, the better that's the country and our economy.
How do you define success now? And has it changed from the day you started at Luna?
I think success to me constantly evolves. In the beginning, it was just, oh, we'll be selling international products as a hobby. And then as the journey continued, it changed to actually we want to make local products. And then it changed again to actually we want to be in stores. Then it evolved again to we want to go international. So it's constantly changing. And I think that with each milestone that we reach, there's a new one that we then set in place. So the success is constantly evolving. But more than anything, it's one thing that Siri and I always try and push is excellence. And when we look at our products, we ask ourselves honestly, is this something that we would be proud of? And we keep on working on the product until it's something that we love. So success is one, not being a perfectionist, but doing the absolute best that you can do at that moment, but then constantly growing and improving it.
So how can people support Luna?
So we have our products at various stores locally. One of the first stores that supported us was Dallas Spaces. It's located at Malandela's House of Fire in Malkerns. And again, that's another local collaboration. That space is a beautiful space. They only house local
Brands.
Yes. So that has been lovely. It's been a lovely space to be part of and to do with.
Yeah.
You can also find our products at another local space, Langa Concept at Malandela's. At Gables. I wanted to say that thing. You can find our products at Pick and Pay stores between Minzini and Babane, Pick and Pay Lodge Off. You can also find our products at Dallas Spaces at Malandela's, Langa Concepts at Gables. You can also find our products at Kapoko in Van and Co-Creators in Minzini as well as Glass.
So probably I don't want to say it's a final word or what, but someone who doesn't believe in themselves, what would be the advice for them?
Someone who doesn't believe in themselves. That's a big one because that self-belief is really, really important when you're on a space like this. But I would say more than anything, if you don't try, you'll never know.
Okay.
So if you don't give it a go, then you will know that nothing's going to change, and nothing changes if nothing changes.
Yeah.
So I would say definitely just put yourself out there. Take a chance in yourself, take that leap, and you never know where it will take.
So probably is a personal shot. If someone is watching, someone is watching. Ungati, if they forgot everything they could do with them,
Yes.
but they shouldn't forget this one thing. What is that one thing?
Believe in yourself. Yeah. Just start. Do it scared. But do it anyway.
All right. Thank you so much, Kim, for honoring us, your presence, and I guess you're looking good, and you're using Luna products. Thank you so much to Luna. Shout out to Luna, and thank you so much to Vida Cafe as well for accommodating us today. It's such an amazing ambience, and thank you to Imagine Graphics for the amazing cinematography, as well as Sean. And thank you so much, everyone who contributed. Namusha, they don't want to easily appear on screen. Thank you so much for watching, and catch you at the next episode.